Welcome to Vegan Ultra. I'm your inspiration guy, one of two today, because today, of course, is Thursday, so it's Vegan Chat with Adam and Sean. And today, we're talking about vegan holidays, how to have a joyous celebration with family and friends in a non-vegan world. So, what we're going to do today is I'm going to explain how I do it as a new vegan. Then Sean will explain how he does it as a battle-tested veteran of 10 years with a vegan family, and we'll offer some of our best tips for how you can experience your own wonderful, joyous vegan Thanksgiving, holiday season, New Year's, pretty much any celebratory occasion with family and friends, while being joyful and celebrating and not getting bogged down in negativity. So let me go ahead and share with you here. This is the thing that was recommended to me in many vegan support groups and meetups. This Gardein plant-based turkey roast. I'm not getting paid by the company. I just really love this turkey roast. I've tried all 4 of these, and this one is by far the best tasting. The entire thing is about 2.25 pounds for 1,300 calories, including some very delicious vegan gravy. And it's surprising, 75% of this fat is healthy fat, monounsaturated and polyunsaturated. While it is processed, it's on the healthier version. And of course, my family, I always bring these so delicious vegan ice cream, salted caramel. This is, of course, complete vegan junk food, as you can see here, 9 grams of saturated fat. This is approximately 45% pure saturated fat here, but when it comes to taste, this is God's own ice cream. This is the best ice cream I've ever had, legitimately. But of course, when you put it all together, this is what basically something like a vegan Thanksgiving looks like. And of course, lots of fruit as well. So, what is the cost of this? Well, the ice cream is about $6 a box for 4, so about $1.50 each. It's not cheap, it's not healthy, but if you want to celebrate, especially busting out the taste, showing your friends and family as a vegan ambassador that you can eat delicious food as a vegan, as in moderation, this is how you can do it. And of course, the turkey roast turn that is about $15, and that is just at Target. You can have it and pick it up. So that is personally what I'm doing. I did that for Thanksgiving. It was a joyous occasion. That's what my family is doing for Christmas as well. In fact, we're having Christmas Eve and Christmas Day itself. So I'm bringing 2 as well as the ice cream. So that is how I do Thanksgiving and the holidays. What about you, Sean? 10-year veteran. What tricks of the trade do you have to offer us?
So for me personally, we make new plans for what we're gonna eat for the holidays, for each one. So we use those roasts too. We've done field roast has been pretty popular in my family for Thanksgiving. And on Christmas, we seem to just talk amongst ourselves and make a different decision every year. One year, I finally had the means to start gardening, and I grew a bunch of eggplant. And so I made fried eggplant, and oh my God, that's like one of my favorite meals. I wasn't able to do good, successful gardening this year, so I don't have the eggplant. But this year, what's the deal? Oh, I know what I was gonna say. So last year, I got this amazing book. It is Blue Zone's American Kitchen by Dan Buettner. And there is a recipe for a saffron rice with cardamom and raisins and pistachios and almond slices. It tastes like the holidays. It's so good. It is pretty easy to make. Saffron can be a little bit expensive, so if you don't want to buy the saffron, honestly, just skip that part. It still tastes incredible. And I'm gonna make that this year. So this year I was talking with my mom about some ideas, and I said, "Hey, I'm going to bring that rice," and she said, "Well, what should I make?" And we were kicking around some ideas, and it popped into my head that, oh man, that saffron rice is kind of sweet, and something a little bit spicy would go great with it. And I thought, you know what would be perfect would be some spiced tofu. And she said, "Oh yeah, that sounds great." And I thought, some squash on the side, some spiced tofu, some green veggies, and then we got my sister is vegan, so we got her in on it. So I'm gonna make the saffron rice. My sister is gonna make the spiced tofu. She's marinating it, I think right now, or maybe tomorrow. And my mom is going to make the squash and some green veggies. And then my mom is the superstar of the holidays and always has been. And I wish everybody could have my mom to veganize all of the family recipes. We'll have she's so for Thanksgiving she's perfected, and this one was a lot of work. She's perfected vegan pumpkin bars. Pumpkin bars were always my Thanksgiving favorite. Russian tea cakes were always my Christmas favorite. So she's got those locked down. We've even, and I say we, but my mom has done all the work. Have even come up with vegan Tom and Jerry's, which that's quite a feat because Tom and Jerry's is mostly just batter made out of eggs and sugar. So we figured that out, and my mom and my grandpa and I all love chestnuts. So yeah, we've coordinated. We've got a whole weekend filled up full of big vegan food plans, and it's real easy when we got four of us contributing.
Well, that sounds absolutely wonderful. It sounds like you have a great mix of both healthy and some of that, delicious, decadent, vegan junk food, such as, I mean, that's the thing. I've only tried a few of these, but like Oatly, so delicious. Like there's like so many, and of course, like even like I think Ben and Jerry's now. They have like an entire line of vegan ice cream. So, I mean
Yeah.
that's kind of thing. I was like, I spent the first 6 weeks as a junk food vegan trying to figure out the healthy thing. So I was like, so basically, is how would you like recommend someone who is new? Because like I'm brand new, pretty vegan friendly family. You of course have a vegan family, but what would you recommend to somebody who's just like trying this out? Let's say they've been vegan for 6 months and this is the first time they're going to like vegan Christmas, and it's a non-vegan family. Like, do you have any recommendations?
I do. First and foremost would be to take a step back, take a breather. I find often that I mentioned earlier in one of our talks that my wife and I would recite our mantra that better is better. And I would keep something like that in mind. In fact, I would recite the definition of veganism. I would go to the Vegan Society, look at the definition, and remind myself that it's whatever's practical and possible. So you're going to hear a lot of, from vegans like me and from Adam, who were very excited. We're super pumped about the nutrition. We've got the ability to eat very plant-based. We've got a desire to be very nutrition and health and wellness conscious. You don't have to do that to be vegan. If you've got to go to your family and you've got to arm yourself with one thing that you're going to bring with, maybe you portion out your breakfasts for the weekend or for the week or however long you're going to be there, so that you're at least starting your day off right. Maybe you don't have the bandwidth to, pitch in for some big entree while you're also worrying about your, Christmas gift shopping. You're worried about how you're going to have conversations wherein it might be contentious in your family. There might be all kinds of new stress on top of what you're already dealing with for the holiday. And if you don't eat 100% plant-based, that doesn't mean that you're not vegan. So certainly it's whatever is manageable. It's whatever is practical and possible for you at the time. And let's not understate that all of these great plant-based traditions that I have to look forward to with my family, they're built on 10 years of practice and trial and error. Like I said, the sweets, like the Russian tea cakes, the Tom and Jerry's, the pumpkin bars, these are all icing on the cake. That they come together because there are 4 of us in my family that are all dedicated vegans and have been for a long time. We've had time to figure out, well, how do you get through a holiday meal where you've got an omnivore who doesn't want to let go of their roast or their turkey? They're baking that in the oven, and you've got one kitchen, and you've got another entire vegan portion of the family that's got to figure out what they're going to eat. We have had years of figuring out how to make all of that work together. That's what gave us room to have these little extra things on the side that support our vegan holiday traditions. Same with lefse. In my wife's family, we have lefse, and we've had a few years to work out, one, how do you make the recipe work when you veganize it? That took a few trials, and now we've got that worked out. And two, how do you coordinate? You've got the traditional family recipe, you've got to make that, and then you somehow logistically fit in making the vegan portions in the same family weekend in the same kitchen. So my biggest advice is don't think that you have to do all that. Do whatever you can to make the holidays happen, make it easy on yourself. So yeah, get a cookbook, get a field roast, go to the forums, go to the YouTube channels. I love the Mike the Vegan holiday themed episodes. They're very joyful, practical, realistic, and yeah, I don't know, find something that's starchy or heavy in some kind of a grain, something that's easy to make, high in calorie, so that you can feel good about what you've eaten without putting in too much effort. This saffron rice dish out of the Blue Zone's American Kitchen cookbook is a perfect example of that. There's other cookbooks that are really, really great, geared around making things easy. And yeah, Purple Carrot, there's meal delivery services.
This was actually, like, you can just pick this up at the store, and
that's in the store now?
Yeah, you can. These are like microwavable meals for like $5,
Hell
and
yeah.
it's like 300 calories. Now, mind you, they got a lot of sodium, but this is kind of like on New Year's Day. My family always comes together. It's not like a big meal. They'll like bring, they'll make like pizza, and so this is kind of like, I've got 3 of these in the freezer that I can just bring for me and my uncle, he's plant-based. And this is, I really love your just this kind of, because the thing that everyone kind of forgets is that while everyone loves the holidays because it's like long weekends and getting together with family and friends, family, it's kind of like, we all have family members that we love them, but we don't like them. That crazy uncle, that crazy grandpa, or just someone that you could barely tolerate. And there's always going to be a natural level of stress. And then when you're talking about preparing it, oh my God, preparing these big dinners, it's just like, even the stress that I felt that first time, like bringing stuff, you want to make sure that you're not stepping on anyone's toes, the logistics, how do you get this and how do you bring the food, and like what I found, for example, because it's like we always have is like not at my place because I have like too small of a kitchen, so like we have like basically like someone else's is like my grandmother's house, much bigger kitchen and living room. So it's like what I do is like I will basically make the roast for like 2 hours in the oven, put that into a crock pot that's been set on high for like 6 hours, so it's nice, good and hot. And then you basically put that in, and it's like a 15-minute drive. And then when you get there, you just plug it in right away. And all you have to microwave is like the gravy. And so it's like you figure out these kind of logistics. And what I love about Sean's advice, I think everyone has to remember this, is that, the holidays, the holidays are for joy. This is about remembering the good times. It's like, look, it's winter. It's dark, it's cold. Even if you live in some place like Nevada or Florida, it's still relatively cold. So it's dark, it's cold. And guess what? January, February, March, it's like we know that times are going to be tough. That this is kind of like to store up some joy. And especially if you're a vegan or a new vegan or just trying it out, a lot of people trying out stuff like Veganuary or planning to, you have to make it as easy as possible. So this is where Sean's advice that, the 21-day kickstart from Physicians Committee, there are resources out there to make this as easy as possible. And at the end of the day, it's just like, as even Sean said, like if you cannot be perfectly vegan for your first, Christmas, your first, it's like it took his family years to figure this out. And it's like, I managed to have like a pretty successful Thanksgiving the first time, but I had 3 Thanksgivings this year. I got the third one right, and the first 2, they're good, but I messed up plenty. So that's the thing. Don't try to be perfect. Don't be such a purist that you think that, oh my God, if I'm not perfect, that's not worth trying. Because remember, we talked about in various episodes, we talked about Oxford, how half of the benefit, basically, we can reduce like the environmental damage by 50% if we all just eat 50% less meat. So the vegans eat nothing, and everyone else eats half as much as they're eating, and it's still a massive benefit. And remember, this is science-based magic nutrition field source, meaning this is dose dependent. This is not, if I have one piece of meat, then it's all out the window. It's like, no. The benefits are there. It's like if you cut it by 50%, by 75%, by 90%, by 100%, it's don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. So Sean is like, do you have any final messages as we sign off for the last one before Christmas? We'll see what we can do next week. Do you have any Christmas messages for our viewers?
If I could do, I'll try to do 3 really quick because the devil's in the details. So I mentioned some of the specific meals that we eat for the holidays. Now, if we didn't have that really refined, tradition with a lot of vegan meals, here's what I would say. My breakfast and eating the same breakfast every day is what fuels me to feel good and healthy, and I've made it easy. It's oats, nuts, seeds, and berries. It's whole foods. It's a lot of calories. I portion it out. I go buy bulk ingredients. I portion them out, and then I scoop out a cup and a half and throw some frozen berries on top. And that is the easiest thing in the world to bring with you. So you can start your day off right by keeping your routine the same. And then 2 other specifics. One of them, lentils. Oh my God. Lentils are so easy. I buy a bag of green lentils, put them in a frying pan with water and a packet of, go to the store and buy a package of taco seasoning mix and cook that. Boom, you've got that and a bag of chips and you've got nachos already. Anything else that you want to add to it, a can of olives, some onions, some cilantro, maybe something that's already prepared. And then the third thing, my wife makes a vegan chili cheese dip, and it's so indulgent. But if you make that, I don't care if anybody else at the place is vegan or not, they're going to eat it and they're going to love it. Work on things that work with your family, and you don't have to convert your family to vegan. Just come up with things that work. Doesn't have to be 100% plant-based. Maybe take a recipe from your family that isn't normally featured at Christmas, veganize it yourself, and then bring that with. And then if nobody else wants to eat it, fine, you've got your own vegan version of a family recipe. And but probably you'll do a really good job. Nobody was expecting it at Christmas time anyway, and they'll eat it and go, wow, okay, I guess this is how we can eat plant-based with Sean, and we don't have to be vegan ourselves, and we don't have to make the work difficult. So yeah, I wish I could relate more with people who have a hard time at the holidays. I'm extremely lucky. Please don't compare yourself to me. as a benchmark. I'm a lucky man. Holidays have always been a great time, and the transition to vegan was just a couple of tricky years, and I feel for anybody that has a harder time. Don't make it any harder on yourself than it has to be.
Well, thank you so much. You are such a wonderful, joyous ambassador for a Blue Zone vegan lifestyle, and I hope to live up to your example in the coming years. And I look forward to talking with you again. Hopefully next week we can talk about the goals that we both have and how we can all make 2024 the most epic year, no matter what you're dealing with. Because ultimately, this is science-based magic and nutrition-fueled sorcery, nature's gift to all of us. And when you eat right, you fuel your body the way nature intended, and you truly can become the Captain America version of yourself, so that no matter what is coming in 2024, it's going to be an epic year. So thank you so much for joining us. Please subscribe to this channel, like this video to help other people find it on YouTube, and consider trying a Blue Zone vegan lifestyle. This is truly something that's helped me to lose 90 pounds in 22 weeks, becoming the healthiest, happiest version of myself, even with a crazy year. And it can help anyone become the ultimate version of themselves if you give it a chance and are powered by plants.